guys? Holyknight Atlas with you, bringing you Dr. Stone review, chapter 62. This was called Double Chase. This chapter was funny. It begins with Kohaku chasing Homura, the watchdog for Shishio's group. After Chrome and Jen and Magna left, they were thinking about, should we capture her or not? But they decided not to. Instead of going with their mission and deliver the cell phones and other equipment to their allies over there in the other camp. So that worked out well for them. And after that, we had Haroma. She came back to the village with flashbangs, sound bangs, blew up, and we see her back there running around, zipping real quick, athletic, and all that. Then we see Kohaku. She decided to follow her, and she was keeping up pretty well. She actually almost caught her with the blade back to her throat, so that was pretty interesting. And basically, it was just a run-around chapter of us running after her. And there was a pretty interesting chapter with Senku. He came out looking like some type of if anyone played this game, I forgot the name of the game now, but Dead Space. He had like these weird Dead Space goggles on, and he had like this pouch full of his equipment, and he had another pouch on him, and he had this weird object in his hand, and he threw it. Then he was like, "Better cover your eyes," and he flung down his goggles. And then next we know, he made a flashbang. So that was super interesting. I mean, I figured, after he made sound bombs last chapter, I figured we'd eventually see flash grenades. So it was nice seeing that into fruition. And it worked. He hit both Haruma and Kohaku. He hit both of them. He was able to capture, not capture, but he was able to pin down Haruma. But thanks to her athleticism, she just pushed him off and rolled over and jumped up and just kept on running. And everyone was trying to tag her, but she was just too fast. Like, nobody could really catch up with her. So, and seeing her zip around and how fast she was, and, for being a gymnastic, because, she stated she was gymnastics back in the past, it was pretty cool, and then we also get this little short panel of Senku explaining flash bombs, how to make them. I wrote it down real quick. It was a 3-steps pattern process. I believe it was page 7, it was stated, or 8. He said, boil seawater. After you boil it, let it cool off and make crystals. Then you send electricity waves through those crystals. Then you put that and magnesium in a light bulb with a magnum cartridge. And that's technically how you made it. And it was pretty interesting. That's one of the things I love about this manga of Dr. Stone, is like, we have that old school Japanese comedy and art style, but though we have futuristic type battling and equipment in it. So it's like we get the best of both worlds, Even though it still confused me, like I said last week in my last review, I mean, why bother trying to convert all your enemies when you can just make more swords like they did before, and some flashbangs and some sound bombs, and there you go. But it's a shonen. They're gonna try to put less violence and less kills. So one of the problems with Japanese anime is the kill count for some of these shows are, like, depending on what type of show it is anyway, are very low. But you don't need action or killing always in a show to make it great. So that's another plus anyway. But yeah, just this chapter, it was just a run-around chapter basically. Hopefully everything works out, because Haruma, she figured out the plan that Chrome and them was gone, and It was also stated in this chapter that she kept a pretty good eye out on the village because she knew them all by name and picture. So, for being that far away and keeping her eyes and nose and ears on them constantly, she's pretty useful. I see why Shishio keeps her around. But, yeah, that was useful. So now she's running after them, and she's running after Chrome, Magma, and Jen. And when she's running after them, because she now knows their plan, you have Senku's group tracking her down. So the next chapter is supposed to be called Double Chase, as you can tell why. One group is chasing another group, and then another group is chasing that group. So yeah, just a whole bunch of running around and stuff. But again, it was a pretty good chapter. Can't wait for next week. And I'll see you on the next one.